It is Friday afternoon, April 17th, and this is the second fan-requested Friday matchup. I would like to thank Casey Wood for this comparison. 93 Dorian and 2002 Markus Ruhl. I, of course, assume he wanted to see the Night of Champions Markus Ruhl, and I have to be honest, the pictures are just not up to par. This is a screenshot. They're all screenshots. It was hard to get the sizes. The camera's 10 feet above him, Markus Ruhl, and it's a little bit under for Dorian Yates. So really, you can't make a good decision. Here is a 2002 Mr.Olympia picture of Markus Ruhl, and he is a whole lot bigger than Dorian Yates. There is no doubt about that. And all you Dorianites, I'm sure you're saying, but his conditioning isn't as good. I know, it's not. So we'll have a look at the back developments, and this is one key aspect of Markus Ruhl that he is known for. A lot of people that seen him at this event proclaim him to be the greatest bodybuilder of all time that would beat any version of any bodybuilder. Well, the Christmas tree is good, I have to say, but his glutes are still soft. They always will be. And Dorian Yates clearly has some good striations in those glutes. Now again, we'll have a 2002 Mr.Olympia version of Markus Ruhl, just in case Casey wanted to see that version. And it is a clear picture, and you can see the glutes. And the hamstrings, not as tight, but especially the glutes. Now you Dorianites, you always complain when I say somebody like Ronnie Coleman, his glutes are better than Dorian's. Oh, well, it's just glutes. You're not looking at the glutes. But here now, when the glutes favor Dorian, I'm sure the Dorianites are first in line to say, oh, look at the glutes. You Dorianites, you make me laugh. You really do. Front double bicep pose. Now, I'm laughing at you guys that are saying Markus Ruhl, 2002 Night of Champions, is the greatest version of any bodybuilder of all time. That's just not the case. The competition was who? Bob Ciccarello? Anyway, there's nothing wrong with Bob Ciccarello, but I'm just saying he's not the greatest of all time. The torso? I'm here to tell you, Dorian Yates is winning. Look at the waistline. But of course, you look at the guns. Let's have a 2002 Mr.Olympia version here. Yes, look at the biceps of Markus Ruhl. I don't know, though. I could see the judges going half and half on this way. The freak fans, if you're looking just at the biceps, and it's a Markus Ruhl pose. But the refined, the conditioning, just everything looks better. The aesthetics for Dorian Yates. Front lat spread. This is a bad pose for Markus Ruhl. He's too big. Looks like a most muscular. Take your pick. Is this a most muscular, side chest, or a front lat spread? I guess Markus Ruhl uses the same pose for all three. Dorian Yates. This is a Dorian-esque front lat spread. Now here's the Mr.Olympia version. Not as good as the Night of Champions, I must say. Not quite as tight. So it's too bad we didn't have the picture quality of the Night of Champions from Markus Ruhl. But clearly you can see the domination in the lat development. You Dorianites are just basking in this victory. I know yous are. But I'm sure you'll go get a drink of water or go have a protein shake while I judge his side chest shot. Never the best pose for Dorian. It's not even a good angle for Markus Ruhl, I'm here to tell you, because his side chest here at the Night of Champions was monstrous. Look at the tricep. On the tricep alone, he's beating Dorian. Of course, we have to look at the Mr.Olympia version, and like I said, he's not as good as Markus Ruhl at the Mr. Olympia, and that's too bad. He could have really made a dent and climbed in his placing here in 2002. Anyway, I do give Markus Ruhl the side chest, but it gets taken back in the side tricepses, baby, please, properly. I'm just looking at Markus Ruhl's side tricep and thinking, did I take the screenshot at a bad time? Well, you look at a lot of his side triceps, Markus Ruhl. He just does not hit it good. His bicep is dominant over his tricep. Dorian Yates, unreal. The 93 side tricep defeats all Dorian Yates side tricepses, baby, please. All right, a good strong point for Dorian, but we look at the Christmas trees, baby, please. And here's where I have a problem with you Markus Ruhl minions. You guys that say, oh no, a bodybuilder would defeat Markus Ruhl. Look at the glutes, guys. And I know you Dorianites always complain that I look at the glutes, but I'm sure, like I said, you're basking in that now. Dorian Yates, clearly the advantage in the glutes and the hamstrings. The Christmas tree of Markus Ruhl is good. That's just about it. Dorian Yates has a good Christmas tree, but besides that, he has some of the best lat insertions. And the traps, just unreal. I mean, Flex Wheeler had some lat insertions, a lot like Dorian's, but his Christmas tree was not as good. Just altogether better. The rear lat spread, now, Markus Ruhl, he is as wide as a barn door, to take a quote from Tominator. But again, you look at the glutes. Dorian Yates is just ripped to shreds. Let's have a Mr. Olympia version. And again, the hamstrings and the glutes, they're loose. And if you guys don't think that matters, then why did Markus Ruhl never win the Olympia? I'm telling you right now, it definitely matters. It means condition. And look at Dorian's glutes. In contrast, they're striated to a T. Back's twice as hard, but I have to say, Boeing 747 Jumbo Jet is Markus Ruhl. In that rear lat spread, rear double bicep. Now this one may be taken out of context when you look at the guns of Markus Ruhl, those biceps. It is a screenshot after all, and his biceps, they look a whole lot taller and peakier than they actually are. The balance goes to Dorian Yates. The only thing really good on Markus Ruhl is, of course, his Christmas tree in this pose. Other than that, he's just upper body dominant. And the glutes are still soft. The hamstrings are fairly loose. Good set of calves, though, doing battle against Dorian Yates, if you can believe that one. Dorian, just better balance, hard, crisp. Every muscle you see is the exact same symmetry, proportions, perfect. Ab and thigh, another dominant shot for Dorian Yates. This is really busting the myth for you guys that think Markus Ruhl is the best of all time, the 2002 Night of Champions. It's just not the case, not the case at all. Actually, have a look at the Mr. Olympia, and you can see his waistline does appear smaller, so he was really carved up. He just exploded at the Night of Champions, but it did not help his ab and thigh. Still, not nearly as good as Dorian Yates. Very, very, very comparable ab and thigh against anybody among the top ranks of anybody that can hit this shot, even Sean Ray. Most muscular, not a good pose for Dorian Yates at all. He just shies away in this pose. I don't know. I think it's the arms. He doesn't have a good set of arms. His delts are good in certain shots, but this one, they fade away. Markus Ruhl looks like a cartoon caricature. Look at the chest. Look at the delts. Actually, the delts and the chest, Markus Ruhl, probably the best of all time in both of those muscles, in both of those cases. Anyway, guys, Dorian Yates is the clear winner of this Friday fan request comparison. A good one, though. Two beasts. Dorian Yates usually gets the victory based on his mass, but this time he used his conditioning, because nobody's going to outmass Markus Ruhl. Either way, Dorian Yates had a fairly easy time in this matchup. Hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to go request a comparison. You might still have a chance to get the first one. I only will honor the first one. Anyway, thanks to Casey Woods for the comparison. Hit thumbs up, subscribe. Have a great day.